I am here. Let's talk about whatever you all want to talk about. I'm actually planning my content, doing an admin today, admin work, working from home. I don't have to work at the hospital today. But yeah, so we're creating content. So y'all ask me whatever questions you want to ask me when it comes to, and I'll let you know if I can answer those for you. I'm going to do a poll here. And love to know what you guys have thought about when it comes to radiology. A lot of people don't really know what it is that we do. So I'm going to pin one of the products here. Yeah, there we go. Pin the products there. So we are talking, I do have a radiology book that I created for Rachel the radiographer. It talks about all things radiology. So if you guys want to grab that, you can grab it there. But any questions you have about radiology, I've been doing it for 23 years. A lot of people are wondering, like, what in the world happened with that MRI accident? How did that man get sucked in? Like, was there no safety latch or something like that? Ask me whatever questions you want about radiology, MRI. We're just chatting today, talking, going live. It is an admin day. I'm working from home. Like, yeah, get the comments going. Let me know what questions you all have, and I can try to answer as best as I can. This is a kind of slow day. I'm going to try to do a marathon live day today. I'm actually making I went to the garden with my mom, picked some stuff out of her garden. I did basil, rosemary, because I'm going to wash my hair today, and I want to put some rosemary oil on my scalp. I love rosemary, so she has a garden full of it. I used to grow it, but she grows it, so I don't need to grow it. I just go over to her house and get it. You see it right up there. I hung it on my roof, on my ceiling right there, so it kind of makes my office smell really, really good. But yeah, it's right up there hanging. I've got some in the kitchen and some water, because I'm also going to do a rosemary water spray with some lavender in it. And then I'm going to do an oil. So yeah, we're just going live today. So y'all kick it up, chat, talk. Radiology is what I do. I do CTs, MRIs. Hey, Shanta Reed. So radiology is what I do. Today I'm working from home doing my content. Some people wonder, how do you work in radiology and also make content and put out as much content as you do? I keep it really simple. I keep it super simple. I have days that I make content. And then while I'm out, I always got my phone. So sometimes I'm making content as I'm driving to work. You know, once I get to work on my lunch break, I'm sitting in my car eating, because I love to eat in my car and go to sleep and take a nap. I take a nap and eat in my car in a second. But I'll make like talking content. I'll go live in my car. And in my office is where I do a lot of admin stuff. I do my podcast. I also do LTK, so I have my little section over there that I painted where I have a light and some things like that. And I do my clothing, because, you know, you got to have those multiple streams of income coming in. So I feel like it's not easy, but it's not hard. But I'm coming up with an announcement, because I don't know if y'all know, but I have a scholarship that I created. It is a radiology technology scholarship, and I'm making a big announcement today. I'm late on the announcement because I went in the garden to help my mom. So I was working in the garden with my mom. I spent quality time with my mom. And having a good time grabbing some basil. I got tons of basil in there, but I'm making the rosemary oil and water. But I got this announcement I make, so I'm gonna tell y'all live, because I'm creating the slide deck for it, so I can put it on Instagram, because they're expecting an announcement from me 2 hours ago. I sold enough books to where now not only one, but 2 students get a $500 scholarship through my scholarship because of the books that I said. I pinned one of the books here, but we sell bulk books. We sell bulk books. Where it is? There it is. Pin. Yep, they're there. Okay, perfect. Move that one up. Perfect. So you can buy. So a lot of people buy them for their school, buy them individually, for your kids' library, in class, or at their home. But I sell radiology books. That is my product. That is what I do. And it's introducing people to the world of radiology and medical imaging and all that we do, because people just don't know who we are. And I make funny content around that, you know, and also, you know, educational content. And I like to show people what it is that we really do and who we are. So that's what I'm doing now. Also looking at my analytics, so creating some more content. But this is what I did before This was the slide that I did before. So now I'm doing a follow-up on that slide to announce to people that not only one, but two, and we still have until August 30th for people to buy more books. I just re-upped my books, so I've got 100 more books coming, and yeah, I'm so excited because now I get to sell 100 books, and hopefully we sell all those. But I already got a school that reached out to me for a bulk order, so so that takes out of my 100 right there. So I mean, when I tell you the amount of bulk orders that I have gotten through this book, it's been really eye-opening for me that schools. One of the teachers told me this. Let me know if this is true, y'all, in the comments, because I don't have kids. My nieces and nephews are either out of school and have their own kids, and their kids are just going to kindergarten. So in kindergarten, they have like books, and one of my nephews goes to like a kind of preppy school, so they have a library. They have a nice library. But one of my friends said at her school, they took the books out of the library. Like, who does that? I used to spend time in school where we went and you had media day. And you spent that day with the librarian, and you learned to do a decimal system. You learned how to organize and catalog books, and you help people check out books. Like, it was your thing on your specific day. A group of students would go to the library to check out books. They don't do that anymore. And I don't have kids, so I don't know. And my nieces, like I said, are grown now, but my nephews and niece are in school, but they're not in school. They're in like a pre-K. But yeah, so I'm doing this now for the scholarship, because that is huge news. Before, when I announced it, only one person was going to be able to get the scholarship because I funded it. But now, because I've started selling the books, and this is just since May, started selling the books, now another person. So 2 people get $500. And I got several people that applied for the scholarship. And 2, it also goes to the content that you all have, support. Like, so many of y'all have come in and out of this live. Y'all support me on social media. So for me, I appreciate that y'all support me. So what I do is give back in my scholarship for radiology technology students. I'm working from home today, so we're just chatting. Ask whatever questions you want. I'll answer if I want to. I won't answer if I don't want to, if I don't think it's appropriate. And just setting the rules. If you're inappropriate in the live, I will move you out. So yeah, so this is a positive space. So I keep it positive, upbuilding. So if you're not there, you probably want to skedaddle on. But yeah, so I started a scholarship. Thank you so much for the compliment, Jessica. I started a scholarship for kids who are in radiology technology programs. I funded myself through the books that I sell, and you can see it here pinned in this live. You can purchase the books. It is a radiology book, Rachel the Radiographer. It is a kid's book. It is, schools are buying it up. I love getting it into schools, but also getting it into your homes. People need to be exposed to more than just doctors and nurses, attorneys, police officers. People need to know that there are really good careers out there in healthcare. And you also need to know what exams you're getting, who's doing these exams. Some people think nurses do x-ray and respiratory. They don't. There are actual technologists who do those exams. Surgical techs. Nurses are not surgical techs. There are actual people who specifically do that job. And some people say, well, a nurse can do it all. No shade to nurses, but no, nobody can do it all. I can't do it all in radiology. That's why you have different modalities. I do 3 modalities, and I could probably do more, but I'm stretched thin, even just still doing 2 out of the 3 that I do. It's just, to be proficient and to be good at it with a change in technology is not easy. What questions do you guys have? How do I create content? So today is people always ask me, how do you balance creating content and working long hours? Like, sometimes I work 12 hours. A lot of times I work 12 hours. I don't usually have the capacity to create content on those 12 hours. I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time I get to work, I'm tired. By the time I get off, I'm even more tired. It is very exhausting. Some days, especially working 12 hours, that I just don't have it in me to create content. So I usually don't do anything on those days. I don't do admin work. I don't do anything. On days like this, I am creating slides. I'm creating carousels. I'm recording videos, coming up with ideas, logging them in. On days like Saturday, I created like 10 videos on Saturday. I got done with what I was doing a lot faster and took a quick nap, got some brain energy. And I created a lot of videos on Saturday. So I have a lot of my drafts that I'm just posting. But today I have the announcement about my scholarship that not one, but two students will get a $500 scholarship who applied for my scholarship. But they have to do it before August 30th. That's the thing. They have to do it before August 30th. So I'm making that announcement today. So I'm so excited that I get to announce that. So y'all are on here today while I'm designing that. My assistant, and I do have an assistant. I do have someone that helps me. I had someone before that helped me with a few things, but I do the majority of it myself. Right now, I finally am at a point where I trust someone who understands how I create content and understands what I'm trying to get through and my style. So that way people don't look and say, that's not what I'm used to her posting. That's not how I'm used to her posting it. This person, we've been working together since 2019. So we have a very similar style. We don't think the same when it comes to content, but that's great because you always need somebody who thinks differently from you. So if y'all are out there trying to create content, be yourself, number one. I get people asking me all the time, well, how do you come up with content? I remember this guy in radiology sent me a DM when I first started. How do you come up with content? And I said, what do you mean come up with it? He said, like, how do you make, like, where do you get your ideas from? I've been doing this for 23 years. At that time, it was 20. I was like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't need to Google anything about radiology. What I talk about is what I know. And that's how it goes. So when I create content on my content days, like my work from home days, today I'm creating content. You can leave SSGE. Bye. So Melissa says, I'm from Atlanta and rad tech programs here are requiring prospective students to take an in-house exam in addition to the TESI and HESI. I think this is the same. Is this the same for other states? Every school is different. That's a good question. I've heard somebody else say, thank you, SSG, but sorry you bored. But you can ask some questions and I can answer if you want questions, if I can answer them. I heard somebody else say that it is so competitive, Melissa, now to get into radiology schools. So competitive. I think more people are understanding that we are a real career. Before I remember when I got into it 20 years ago, people were like, I'm going into nursing or I'm going to be a doctor. I don't want to be a rep. And it didn't work out for them and they came back. But I encourage people, if they're asking you to do an in-house exam, you got to take the exam. There's no way around it. They have to weed people out. I'm going to tell you how this works. When I was an educator, you get people in your programs that aren't serious, they would get your program canceled. They would get it shut down. So schools, in order to get federal money to keep their programs going, especially if they're JRCERT accredited, they have got to graduate a certain amount. And those people have to show that they're passing these registries. If that doesn't happen, the schools get on probation and can be shut down and lose their accreditation. That's not what you want. You do not want that. So that is why they have to be more strict, because you got more people, because it's trendy. And when things become popular, you see an influx. I know one school said they only take 10 students. They had over 400 applicants for a radiology program. Yes. And the thing is, these are not just young people. These are people who have been laid off from jobs. So they're just looking for something to do to pay the bills. Like I was at work the other day and there was a gentleman that asked to talk to me and asked me about radiology. He's an ex-TV producer. Ex-TV producer. AI, he said, took all their jobs. They all got laid off. And his question was, this looks easy. I could do this. You know, looks can be deceiving, but I don't think it's not a job that people can't do, just like being a doctor. People can be a doctor. I know a lot of doctors that's not that bright. They're not super smart. I mean, come on. some people test well and that don't mean they're good at what they do. So if you have the money, the time, and you put your head to the books, people can pass exams and get into a lot of things. So I don't think anything's that hard. Back to this person. So they wanted to see about going to school for radiology now, because they got bills to pay, basically. They were like, it doesn't look that hard to do. I think I could do it, get into school. And I was listening. I felt bad, but I'm going to tell you. Their answer was, well, I feel like I'm good with technology. As technologists, that's just our name, but we don't work on technology. Like, we don't work on machines. And I think people get that twisted. So these schools are seeing a lot of people come in and apply because they think it's a quick way to get money, and they're not going to stay in the profession. If movie producing comes back and this person gets another job in movie producers, do you think they're going to stay a radiology technologist? They're going to be going back. So we're back to not having enough people in the field. So they got to be there. They got to weed the people out. You got to weed people out. I mean, that's just how it goes, because everybody is not going to be a perfect fit for that program. I don't know what the in-house exam consists of, but that's the thing. They can make any rules that they want to. Yeah, they can make any rules they want to. But you got to make sure you don't have 17 people that you thought were great because they scored high on the TESI or the HESI exam or the TEAS or HESI, however you say it. And then they get into your program, they're like, I don't like clinicals. Something else better came up. And I mean, people do that. You get people based on, they scored so high. You got to have something else to kind of weed those people that score well on tests but have zero personality and don't connect with people. I feel like the worst people to work with and the worst technologists are people that don't like people at all. There are some people that are in any job. They don't want to do it. And they only do it because they have to, which is fine. I'm not saying this is my dream job, but I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I chose it. So I hope that makes sense. Your school only accepts 17. Yeah. I think my program 20-something years ago we had about 20-something. Everybody in my class stayed to the end and passed. So another one for you on the JRCRT certification, a website shows program capacity for your school is 6850, etc. But the school actually accepts 2025. What's up with that? Maybe that is for first and second year. That's what I'm thinking, Melissa. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe for first and second year. You think that might be it? Maybe the capacity for the program first, because while you're running first year program school students, there's also a second year group that's going through this. So when one graduates, another one is coming in, and one in their second year, another program is just starting. So if you take 2025 from that one, 2025 from that one, that equals 50. That makes sense to me. Why it would say capacity 50. Not each year is 50, but the total amount of students that they could take, because those teachers are teaching first and second year. You don't have teachers that are just for first year and teachers that are just for second year. And then you have clinical sites that you have to have for first and second year students. They share the same clinical sites. I'm just guessing that's the answer. It makes sense to me. 50 people, if they take 20, 25 from the first and say they took 25 or 30 from the second one, that equals 50. Or 30 and 30, that equals 60. To me, that logically makes sense, because the program's capacity is 50. Not each class capacity is what I'm understanding what you said the website says. That makes sense? So I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that's what it means. If it's 50 capacity, 25 and 25. If it's 60 capacity, 30 and 30. Because you got first and second year students rolling at the same time. And those 3 or 4 teachers, if you got that many, and program director and dean have to oversee a program of 50 people. They can't have a total of 100 people. There's no way. Like my class we had over 20 people, I think, in our class. But the class before us didn't have that many. And they lost one person. So it evened out whatever the total was. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm not saying that's the answer, but it makes sense to me. I'm just thinking that's most likely how it would be if they're taking 50 for the program. JCERT is talking about the program, not each year. And clinical sites, you gotta, like when first year is in clinic, second year is in class. So when second year is in clinic, first year is in clinic. Like if y'all clinic is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, second year's clinic is probably Tuesday, Thursday. Because most of them have all their clinical hours already. Y'all need more, or it swaps the other way. It just depends. But we were never in clinic with the people before us. And when we became second years, we were never in clinic with the people after us because we were opposite everything. Good question. Those are good questions. Those are very good questions. You're going to do well in radiology. You ask questions. I think the best technologists to me ask questions. That's what I think. Because you got to keep asking questions, because I'm going to tell you, I don't care how long you do this. You get a patient that you like, what in the world? How do I do this? I mean, the textbook just don't work. On your info session, my school accepts students only on even years. I won't make the 2026. Oh, yeah. Some places don't have enough clinical sites. And with private schools coming in, they pay these hospitals to let their students come in. Community colleges, state colleges don't usually pay hospitals to let their students come in. Not what these private schools could pay. Everything's about that dollar. Dollar, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's interesting. They don't accept them. So they might not have enough clinical sites and not enough instructors, too. And that way they make sure they can give attention to the students so they have a good pass rate. That's smart. Actually, very smart. Do you go to a community college or a private school? Or Shanta, did you apply to a private or a community or state-based college? Community college, yeah. They're not going to flood the market. They're not going to flood. They're not going to do that. They play it safe, which they don't want. That's why their programs rarely get shut down. They graduate high numbers. Their students have good pass rates and good grades. So they definitely prepare. That's my opinion. Could be totally wrong. But that's what I would say. Those are good questions. Good questions, y'all. I hope y'all get in. It is very competitive. Very competitive. That's why the scholarship that I'm doing, and I need to go ahead and create this doggone thing. I'm making it harder than I need to, trying to be extra with it. But the scholarship that I'm doing is non-accredited schools cost a lot more than community colleges over here. They're everywhere. Non-accredited, and when you say non-accredited, they are accredited. So I'm going to say that they are accredited. They're not JRCERT, but some just because a program is not JRCERT accredited, doesn't mean that they're public. Private schools are JRCERT accredited as well. They're private, expensive schools that have JCERT public programmatic accreditation. I did a video that it breaks down the difference. So JRCERT has the program is accredited. The other accreditations, anything other than JCERT, is the institution is accredited. So what that means is, and I have a free guide, so you're welcome to get the free guide. It's in my links. You can grab the free guide. But what that means is when you go to a school that the institution is accredited, the school is accredited. That's it. That program that they're giving you probably may not be taught at any other radiology program. So if that school shuts down, you can't take all that education you've gotten from them, those courses. Most schools won't take them because they don't follow the same program curriculum. They don't know that program is following the rules. The school is accredited because they have to be to operate, but the program has no structure that's based on a national accreditation. And that can leave people up to, they went to Joe Blow school. You know, Joe Blow teach what Joe Blow want to teach. But Joe Blow don't teach what everybody else teach. So JCERT requires that there's a structured program, and you as a school say, we believe so much in our program, accreditation, the curriculum, that we're willing to get the gold standard of JCERT and put it on there. Not saying that schools that don't have it, because it is more expensive. It has more scrutiny. But as a student, it's a little safer. That if your school closes down, because there are JRCERT programs that do close down in mid-part. There was recently one about a year or so ago that closed down. A radiology program, they didn't know anything about it. They found out on the news or got an email that morning, school was closed. So yeah, check out that video. And I have an e-guide, a free e-guide as well if you want to grab that. But yeah, I'm telling you, JCERT programs can close too. It's just not the other ones. But if a JCERT radiology program closes, this is the clincher. This is the clincher. This is what makes the biggest difference, y'all. You can take that and they'll find you another course to jump right into. You don't have to start over. So when that school closed down a couple years ago, all of those students that were left were able to filter into other schools, jumped in and took them. They didn't have to start over. They just started where they left off. All their stuff was accepted because their program, the curriculum, was accredited. And other schools that had JCERT curriculums said, we follow that same curriculum, so they can just fall right in. Whereas other schools that are institutionally accredited, you can't just fall in, because they might be on this and they might be on that. They might be teaching their radiation biology a different way, or they don't teach it at all. So the school's like, no, that's not how we do it. So we won't take your stuff, because they cannot confirm that this program curriculum is up to par with theirs. So, you know, people have their opinions on it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Sorry, my assistant is reaching out to me. We're setting up next month. But yeah, good questions. But accreditation is a touchy one. I can't say I knew it when I went to school. I just knew that I was going to. We didn't have a lot of unaccredited schools. I knew about schools that had institution accreditation, those private schools, and we didn't touch those. Back in the day, they had really bad reputations. You're welcome, Shanta. Yeah, Melissa, look that video up. But they had really bad, like you hear about those ultrasound schools that charge people $60,000. Back in the day, it was $30,000, and then they'll get their money and give them all these private loans. And right in the middle, they changed the name, or the school just closed the door. Nobody's there. Like, terrible. Absolutely terrible. But that's what happened a lot. So I knew not, and you didn't have many of those schools for radiology around. Now you do have more schools that are not JCERT accredited. So you just need to, I just tell people, it's not that one choice is worse than the other one, but just have your information before you sign that dotted line for all that money. And make sure that you have a B plan if you choose the alternate other than a JCERT program. Let me read this email. Hold on. It's okay if I reach out to your mom, brother, set up because. Okay. Any other questions? Those are good questions. Anytime you're thinking about going to radiology school. Oh, and if Shanta or Melissa, if you guys are actually in a program now and you've been accepted and have your acceptance letter, I am making an announcement today. Not one, but two people will get a $500 radiology technology scholarship from a couple of rad techs. Because of my book sales for Rachel the Radiographer, and y'all should get y'all a book. Y'all definitely, you got to get a book. If you're going into radiology, you got to get a book. Rachel the Radiographer is amazing book. People love it. The reviews are great. Check out the website, racheltheradiographer.com. You can grab it here. You can get a bulk item, give it as a gift to schools because they're getting ready to do book fairs. They are getting ready to do book fairs. Get book fairs. So your kids' school, your nieces, nephews' school, your local schools contribute to their library, because the libraries in schools are either non-existent or very bare. And they're pretty much the same old, same old. Not many have anything about radiology. So definitely want to do that. Get that book in there for them. Y'all, I need y'all to help me design this stuff. I need to do a post about this scholarship announcement. That's what I need to do. Scholarship announcement for radiology. And I want to keep it simple. That's fantastic, but I'm just completing my prereqs and going to apply for fall 2026. Okay, well, this scholarship is not going anywhere, because y'all support me on social media, which allows me to get brand deals. So a portion of those brand deals, as well as the sale of the book, are going to go towards the scholarship. Okay? So I'm gonna tell y'all, I got on social media to just give y'all game and tell y'all what I didn't know about radiology, because I got into it, I didn't know anything, and when I was in it, I didn't understand how to navigate through it. So I try to get on here and talk about that. I was never gonna sell anything until I realized, wait a second, brands started reaching out to me, and I was like, only reason I'm getting brand deals is because the content I consistently put out. I work really hard and put out good quality, consistent content that has captured the attention of brands. And I try to be genuine with my content. Try to be positive, upbuilding. Of course, there's bad in all jobs. Thank you, Shanta. Oh, Melissa. Congratulations, Melissa. I try to be positive in all things. But, you got jobs that get on your nerves, coworkers that get on your nerves. But I try not to make content that goes the negative route. But I will make content that, like recently I'm doing this trend where it's like using a Tamar Braxton song. I don't know if y'all have heard that, All the Way Home. But it says, wait a minute. So I've been doing that, and y'all have been loving that. Oh my goodness. And so I do like stuff where it's like, I got one coming, but Amazon's bringing a package, because I had to get like the whole get up in order to do this next skit the right way. But yes, I ordered some off Amazon to do my content. I'm telling y'all, when I do content, I try to bring it for real. I got another piece I want to do with this wait a minute trend that's going on. But I don't have it, and I don't know. I have to go to my chiropractor to get it, because my job will not. I don't do content at the jobs I'm at. Yeah, not these. Others I have, but not these. I don't. I've never asked, but I don't even ask them, because I'm pretty sure it's a no. But I don't even ask them. But anyway, but it's funny. When I started working for them, they asked me, could they use me for social media content? I was like, heck no, not unless you pay me. Y'all got me working here. They don't want to make money off of me? No way, Jose. No. So they weren't willing to pay, so I wasn't willing to play. But yes, so through the content, through the book sales, I chose to give back a portion of that, because it costs a lot of money to make a book, y'all. And I'm not doing it the easy way. I'm doing it, this is a hardcover, like, can y'all hear that? This is a hardcover book. It is perfect for a library. It has a spine. So if your kids have an in-home library and they want to find their book, their Rachel the Radiographer book, they can find it by the spine. It is a real book. It has an ISBN number. This is a real book. It is on Amazon. It's on YouTube right here. Y'all can get it on YouTube. But it is a full color. The outside is not AI. It is a hand illustrator. As you can see, Carrick did a jam up job creating this character, Rachel. I'm going to start making more videos of Rachel behind me, because I have a little cutout of Rachel. And look at all this. Look how pretty this book is on the inside, y'all. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And I'm not just saying that. I'm giving kudos to the gentleman that illustrated this book. I can't draw. I didn't illustrate it. But all the characters are named after my nieces and nephews in here, my family. Rachel is my first niece, but this is actually created after me, my childhood pictures. But the name is after my first niece. She's 30-some years old now. But my youngest niece is 6. She's turning 6. Yeah, she's turning 6. And my 3 great nephews. So they're little, but one of them, I put one in this book already. But the next book is on its way. I've got some other things that are coming with this book, so you'll be able to get it as a bundle, so your kids just don't have just the book. And each book is going to be autographed. Each book is autographed, but if you look at the inside, isn't it the cutest little thing? This is, I'm going to flip open one page of the book for you guys. You got to buy it to get the rest of it. But this is a good quality book. So I put effort and money into this book because I didn't want to get no. I tried a paperback and I did a test. I tested this book out for a year. Honey, them kids ran through that paperback book, tore it up. It looks raggedy. So I was like, yeah, no, we're doing hardback. And the way I did it was a landscape book. I didn't do it as a 11 by 8. I mean, 8.5 by 11. I did it as 11 by 8.5, which is more expensive. But I feel like when I look at books with pictures, I like to look the landscape way. I don't know. Do y'all prefer landscape or portrait picture books for kids? Which one would you prefer? This is so nice. But I want to know y'all opinion. Let me know. But y'all, I really need to create this. I said I was going to stay on this live for at least an hour. I'm trying to do a marathon live because after I create this, then I am going to put my oil on my scalp because my scalp has not been oiled in a couple weeks and it needs to be oiled. But I made it with rose, fresh out of the garden. Yes, fresh out of the garden. Y'all, my mom grows all these herbs. We grow foods and things like that, but fresh out of the garden. And thank y'all for being on this live with me. I truly appreciate it. If you want it more engaging, give me some ideas. This is my first time really doing this. But I appreciate all the views. I appreciate you all hopping on here. And I'm no gamer. I know a lot of people game live for like 4 or 5 hours. I'm no gamer, but yeah, and I don't even own a gamer system. So, but I could talk about creating content as a medical creator. I could talk about, whatever it is you guys have questions about. School, Melissa and Shanta just gave me some good feedback as far as how to look for radiology programs. That was really good, you guys. What's some other things? But yeah, I'm doing a scholarship where 2 students now, not just 1, but 2 are going to get $500 to attend radiology technology school. So that's going to be something I'm able to give to students. So I'm so excited because of you all supporting my content, buying Rachel the Radiographer. I was able to not only support 1 student, but get another student $500. So that's the beautiful thing about having a scholarship. And being able to give back for people supporting your content. For me, it was never about selling anything or doing anything on social media. I was on here just to tell y'all, like, hey, radiology is amazing. I enjoy it. I've been doing 20 plus years. I have a good time. I love it. And to kind of break the stereotype of people thinking that we just press buttons or we sit back and drink tea and cocoa and coffee all day and eat at our desk. I rarely get to even go to the bathroom. I rarely can scoff down any food. Like, I'm busy. I bring my water and then we go refill each other water because you are between skin. Now, I don't know where other people work, but I do a lot of contract work. And I do contract work that the places are busy. And I'm busy. I'm not I might sit there after I get I've learned how, like, I did a job the other day, and it was crazy. That everybody was late, that nobody checked the implants. And I researched these implants. I look to really, really, really look at, I don't just look and, it's safe on the 3T. I don't assume, I need to be able to document that, yes, it's safe on a 3T and I'm on a 1.5, so that doesn't automatically make it safe. I need to understand what this implant is, talk to the company. I'm checking. And I don't let people bully me into rushing. And I don't think all coworkers try to do that. Some do, but I stand my ground. And recently, I had it, and my coworkers like, you know what, kudos to you. You stood your ground. And I'm not saying I'm right at all. But from my understanding of what I read, and the company's information was so vague because they don't want to take responsibility because they have not tested that thing and those implants in every situation to ever be able to say that stuff is safe. It's conditional under these conditions. So I need to make sure I scan within those conditions. So I have to understand, what are those conditions? And when a company, I talk to them and I make the company tell me, they want me to read it. No, 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 no. I read it, but I need you also to tell me. These are the conditions that I'm in. I'm scanning on a 1.5 Tesla MRI scanner. The patient presents this way, and they have this model number. These are the sequences. I'm doing this particular scan. Say I'm doing a brain on them. And our brain protocol is 17 minutes long. On your card, it says 15 minutes. Is that 15 minutes per sequence? Is that 15 minutes per total scan? And is there a break period in between? Like some implants, you can scan a person for 30 minutes, then they have to get off the scanner and they have to wait for 30 minutes. Their body, internal core temperature, not it. MRI safety is so important. Do I understand it all? No. Do I understand enough of it? Yes. And there are so many implants out there. Nobody can say that they are expert on MR safety. Every patient is different. Every implant per patient is different. Some people sweat just all the time. They just hot all the time. My little nephew's always hot. I'm like, how does doggone 8-month-old baby always sweating? He don't even do nothing. But he's always hot. That poor boy always hot. And I'm not saying I'm the expert MR safety person at all, but I would tell you this. I document everything. I understand who I'm scanning, what I'm scanning, because the kind of stuff that can happen, y'all, is not fun. I'm going to see if I can share some of the things with you guys, a picture. I'm going to show a picture with you. What a lot of people think about is, let's see, okay. And I'm going to talk about two things here. A lot of people think about, this is an RF burn. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can share this with y'all. And I'm going to give you an explanation of how this works. So I'm going to see if I could do a green screen on here. Y'all, I've never done this before, but we're going to do this today. Let me share this because this is I think this would be great for the live right now. Okay, let me send it to my phone. Okay, so I'm going to put a picture up here. Do a picture. Green screen picture. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me get out of the way. Can y'all see that picture? Perfect. Okay, that is an RF burn. How did the patient get that burn during an MRI scan? A lot of times what y'all think about is that people have projectiles. Projectiles is what is going to fly and hit a patient. Your earrings fly out, your earrings fly out and boom, hit somebody. You take an ink pen in, the ink pen goes across the room, or somebody wears a necklace or weighted belt necklace in, and it pulls them, attaches them to the scanner, and they can't get taken out, and accidents happen that way. Well, this is an RF burn, so I'm going to make this a little better so I can show y'all, because that took the whole thing, and I don't want to show the whole thing. So what happens is, this doesn't happen with everybody. Okay, let's see if this comes out right. I'm going to change my green screen here. How about I share it to my phone? Okay, there we go. So many steps, so many steps. Okay. Let me move to this side so y'all can see how this works. Now, if you look at when it's MRI, so what we do is we make sure that the patient is not skin touching skin. That can be very hard because some people, they touching. And if people get really warm inside, which happens when you're in an MRI scanner. Have y'all ever had an MRI scan before? You get really warm. I get warm. And I'm not a warm-blooded kind of person, so I don't get warm that much. But in an MR scanner, you're in there for at least, after about 10 minutes, you start to warm up, and it's more like an internal heat. So if you look down here, the thumb is touching, that thumb area is touching the side of their skin. So I don't let patients do this. I don't let them cross their legs. A lot of times you have people wear scrub pants instead of a gown. Why? People's thighs touch together. And if they get hot enough, you can get this right here. Let me show you. this is how a burn can start, and we don't expect this in MRI. We don't expect this in MRI, but this happens. Oh, it didn't change. There we go. So remember that thumb was touching the thigh area. So now you've got a blister. That doesn't always show up right when a patient gets off your MRI scanner. Sometimes that shows up a week later, 2 weeks later. It's very important when you're doing MRI scans, and that when we do MRI scans, we understand basically like a little microwave. That's the best way I can explain it. And people warm up, different people warm up. That's why if you have a fever, we ask you stuff like that. Like, do you have a fever? If we notice that you're already sweating before you get in the scanner, like when my patients are claustrophobic, they sweating, they're hot, I don't put them in the scanner. I let them cool down first. I turn that fan up on that scanner. I'll get a washcloth to try to cool you off. I make sure you cool off first before I get you in there. I wipe your sweat off with that washcloth. I have you wipe it off because I want you to be as cool as possible getting that scan. I have some people where their thighs touch and they're not wearing scrubs, and I put a pad. We have padding, and that padding has to be a certain amount of inches thick. You just can't put a sheet in between. We do because some places don't have enough padding, but you can get enough sheets to put between people's legs so the thighs don't touch, especially if you know they're getting hot already. That way it eliminates them having blisters and burns. Not everybody who gets hot in an MRI scanner is going to have this happen. Some people, very sensitive areas, or people who have already compromised issues going on, people whose skin is already really sensitive anyway. Some people have really sensitive skin issues and they blister up, they scab up. Their skin is, especially elderly patients, their skin is very, very pliable. So I don't let you do this. I don't let you do this. I don't let you cross your legs. No. You will hear me while I'm scanning you, because naturally people cross their legs. That's what they do. I do it. When I walk out, uncross your legs for me, and I spread your legs, and I make sure I move one leg over to so a lot of times people like this, I'll open your legs, and I'll just let them sit there. But if I know your legs are touching, I slide a pad in between, especially if you're already hot. That way we avoid things such as this. Burns, RF burns, and they get worse. They get infected, they scar, and they can get really bad infections, and you know what, to people. And sometimes we just don't know that things like this exist. Burns, it's not always about projectiles and things flying at you. Do you guys want to see more pictures of MRI burns? What would you guys like me to talk about? So we talked about that. I do want to talk about this right here because someone just came into my comments and talked about, what do you think about armored certification? It has been around since, I think, 1990. I did a video on that as well. It is a reputable certification. They have graduated tons of people. I remember when it first came out, they had to kind of prove that their certification was up to par. They only certify and register MRI technologists. Different curriculum than what the ARRT requires. Different requirements than the ARRT. So if you go to a school for MRI only, that's all you can do is MRI. You don't have to take the ART. You could take the armored. Now more hospitals, not all, because there are still some facilities that will not hire armored registered technologists. So you take a risk that if that's where you're going, you just need to know. It's like going to a school, a private school that's not J-Cert accredited, in my opinion. It doesn't make it bad. It just limits you. Because if you don't go to a J-Cert program, you can't even work at a VA. The VA only hires people. That's what people don't know. There are some states that will not license you if your school is not JRCERT. It limits you where you can go. I don't believe in limits. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So just know before you go. And when it's time for armored, it's been around since the 90s. A lot more hospitals are accepting of it and hiring people. But just know, all places do not hire armored technologists. If that works for you, that's fine. Also, you can only do MRI. I'm of the notion, go to school for radiology technology and then add on all those certifications. I need options, y'all. I need options. So I'm going to show you all when somebody gets a CT scan of any body part and it requires them to get contrast. What does that look like? And I'm going to give you a picture of the normal hand. This freaks a lot of people out. Like, people are like, what? Have you guys ever heard of extravasations in CT before? Let's see. Start that poll. I'm with you for having options. I know that's right. I'm going to tell you, I'm all about having options, y'all. And I'm not saying that people who only do MRI don't have options, but it's a if I could hear airdrop, there we go. It is a viable way to take care of yourself, but you are as to what it is you can do. You can only do MRI. Now, this is a normal hand. The normal hand, in CT, we give people contrast. We inject the dye. I'm sorry, this chair. I just want to show y'all the picture of a hand that is normal. Now, in CT, we give contrast to patients, and we have to inject wherever we get an IV, right? Sometimes you can only get an IV in the hand. Sometimes you get it in the arm. It is when patients, I worked in a cancer center for several years, and I have more extravasations there than I've ever had anywhere else doing CAT scans. And you know why? People's veins are very, very fragile after chemotherapy. And ain't nothing you can do about it. There's the poor patients, you know, they know their veins are weak. Most of them have a port. You can use a port. Okay? And then some have a port that's not a power port. So we can't always use it. It has to be a power port that can take the power injector. It has to take so many. Sometimes we have to inject at a rate of 3 mLs per what is it called? I forget what it's called. But at a rate of 3, I can't think of what it's called. Sorry. But some ports only allow you to inject at like a 1 or 1.5. And by the time we're trying to do certain arterial studies, we need that contrast to hit at a certain peak, and it's going too slow at a 1. We have to do it at least at a 2.5. But sometimes your veins just are like, no, I can't take that kind of pressure, and poof, this happens. There we go. Let me get out y'all way. That looks terrible. But I'm going to give you another picture, because not only does that look terrible, this is what it looks like after. So that's one injury. It starts to look really, really, you see how skinny that hand was before? Let me show you. Let's look how a normal hand is before the extravasation and after the extravasation. That's not even the same size hand, but it is. But it is. Here's another image. So you may ask, why can't y'all catch it before all the contrast? Can't y'all catch it before all the contrast get in? Have you ever had to do CT, y'all? We're behind the wall, inject the contrast, and by the time you try to run back in there, because back in the day, you couldn't start the CT scan and the contrast power inject at the same time in the room. Now they have more updated scanners. You had to do it in there. If it was 2 of y'all working, one person do it, you stand out there, but it's 150 cc's sometimes the contrast going in, or 100 cc's going in. And by the time you hit stop, 20 cc's look like a golf ball on their hand, or a orange. Oh my goodness. So things happen, and most of the time what happens is it can be absorbed by the tissues, and sometimes it's not. And see how big that person's hand is? It's the most painful. I've never had it, but my poor patients have told me it is very painful. Imagine, now I've had bee stings and I'm allergic to stuff, so I've had allergic reactions before. And I've been hospitalized for them. And when you have allergic reactions to stuff to where you swell up, I'm going to tell you, it's one of the most painful things. Is this common in MRI? Good question. Good question. Yes, we have anytime you use a power injector to inject contrast into somebody, you run a risk of that vein blowing. The difference with MRI is we don't use that much contrast. The most contrast, depending on the contrast maker, multi-hands, um, Gatavist, you usually only use maybe 20 mLs max. That's not a lot. That's like a little vial about that big. That extravasation ain't gonna make a big deal if it happens. It rarely does because you're not putting in that much. CT contrast is 100 to 150 cc's of contrast going in, plus saline solution. But yeah, I recently just got attacked by yellow jackets, and y'all, my hand looked just like this. My elbow, they got me so good. I looked horrible, and they got me all back there, but I was stung by a hornet, and I'm telling you, it stung me up here, and my whole arm, and all your lymph nodes. So when you have stuff like this, your tissues are swollen to the max. It is, and if the body doesn't absorb it, what we have to do next is, so you may say, okay, so what if it doesn't go down and it's not absorbed by the body? But before they leave and this happens, we have to let a radiologist know. The radiologist then comes. Most of the time they send them to the ER. They have to leave. We have to leave them there. We have to watch, make sure it goes down. Patient cannot leave. They're there for an hour to however long it takes to go down. If it goes down, the radiologist checks. They go to a home with an ice pack and some instructions. Radiologist follows up with them and their doctor the next few days. If it gets worse that night, they have to go to the ER. Because this is what we have to do next. We have to do a CT scan to see this is contrast that did not get absorbed into the body. It's still sitting in this person's bicep. It's got to be removed. You may wonder how. Surgery. People can lose tissue. It's not good. If the body doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and people have things going on. So you have to kind of be on top of it, and things happen, y'all. Things happen. It's not always lack of care, but things happen. So they have to do a surgery where they go in and get the affected tissue out, and it can be pretty bad. I've seen a patient come back after having to have that surgery, and they definitely lost some tissue and things like that, but they kept their hand. The infection didn't get that bad. It happens. Unfortunately, it does happen. So you guys voted. Let's look at that poll. Do you know what a CT extravasation is? 80% said no. Okay, well, thank y'all. Well, that's good. So extravasation, I hope I answered that question. Oh, thank you, Just Some Chick. I appreciate it. I enjoy what I do. I've done multiple things in it. I'm not the best tech out there, but I think I'm pretty good. I try to learn my craft, and I try to do the best thing I can do, which is what I've done the last 20 years. Take care of people. Take care of them like they are me, my family, my mama, my daddy, my nieces and nephews, and be up on my stuff. So I personally, unless I work with you a lot, I like to put in my own IVs. I'm not even going to tell a story. I like to put in my own IVs. Your mother was a nurse for 40 years. Wow. I have several family members that are nurses. But yeah, I like to put in my own IVs. But if I work with people that I let put in my IVs, I still check afterwards. And that's no shade to anybody, because my IVs don't always work. I don't always get them. But I take responsibility if I inject on there. So I make sure I go in and flush so I can feel, did that flush have any resistance? Is that positional? I make sure that the needle is not hanging half out. If it is, I know kind of how to work around it when it comes to the power injector. Because when you use a power injector, you're usually not in the room when it's injecting. So I like to, and my patient, that way they know. I tell my patient, I'm like, if you feel any pain, not stinging, but pain, there is a difference between pain and stinging. And I let them know, it's not stinging. It will hurt when that contrast or saline solution does not go in your vein. It will hurt. There is a huge difference. So immediately squeeze my little ball and let me know. Immediately. Do not hold back. And I tell people, this is the thing that can happen, but I'm right there watching you. I won't be in the room, but I can get in here quick and I can stop it from back there. But if you feel like you're about to throw up, that's the other thing with CT contrast. I personally throw up every time I get CT contrast. I do. I'm sorry to the technologists, but I warned them beforehand, so they put a trash can right by there. I don't get many CT scans, but a few I've had, I throw up every time. Uh, so you too? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But I don't know. Good thing I don't eat beforehand because I know I'm going to throw up. So we try to, if we give you contrast, we ask that you don't eat or drink. And when we say don't drink, we don't mean water. We mean like coffee. Certain drinks make your gastric juices and make you start to do things like if you ate. So imagine if you got all that red fruity drink all in your stomach and then you get the contrast, you feel a little nauseous, you're going to throw up all that red stuff. And it's not just water. That stuff can get in your lungs because you're laying down. We call it aspirations. Having an aspiration, which is not good. That's not good at all. Hence why we ask patients not to eat or drink while they're laying down. With the CAT scan dye, MRI dye, all of it. Anytime you're getting any of those dyes injected, there's a possibility you could get nauseous, which could cause you to vomit. And you are laying flat. That stuff will come up and you aspirate because you're trying to breathe and it go into your lungs. Because your lung and your trachea and your esophagus are right next to each other. Let's see if I can show you a picture of that so people understand. I'm going to show you on a CT scan. Let's see. Yeah, let's show you on a CT scan. Pull that up. Where is the esophagus? There we go. Y'all going to be like, what? Yes. Oh, my Amazon package is here. Y'all gonna go with me to get my Amazon package so y'all can see what I ordered from Amazon. Don't y'all laugh at me. But I got it. When I create content, y'all, this is my plan day. So when I create content, I got to create real stuff for y'all. Y'all don't want no fake stuff. So this is how close the trachea and the esophagus is. As you can see, that's the trachea. Very large. As you can, let me move out the way. Hold on. Let me go to this side. This is the esophagus right here. Look how little that is. And this is the trachea. So imagine if you ate, and when that stuff come up, it come out of here. Pew! Right in there. And this goes down into your lungs. So now you got meatballs and sausage all in your lungs. How do you think we're going to get that out? That's not good. We got to get that out of there. Well, not we. I don't do that. But, yeah. So next time you get a CAT scan, next time you get an MRI, or any dye, please. Yeah, Amazon showed up. So some of y'all wasn't on here. I'm doing a piece of content. Let me see. I think I just saw him drive by, so I know my package got to be here. I am doing a piece of content. I've been doing this trending sound, Wait a Minute, off the song by Tamar Braxton. And, I got my oil. Okay, so Tamar Braxton, and it is requiring me to do a little skit. Yep, my package is here. Go inside. Okay, so this way y'all can see what I got. Because y'all are not going to believe. So when I create content, I want to make sure I am being genuine and real with this content. And it required me to get some props. I told my husband yesterday what I ordered. He just shook his head. He just shook his head. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's do this. I did not bring my little cutting thing in here with me, so we're going to use a pen to open it. What do you guys think it is? Let's see. I ask a question. Let's see. Amazon package. Let's see. I'm going to start the Q&A. Drag here to NQ. I don't want to drag it anyway. I just need it out of my face. Okay. Let's see. Costumes. You are so close. Oh my goodness. But what costumes? Remember, I do radiology content. So this piece of content is going to help me with my skit that I got to do because I just couldn't do it without it. I got something else I want, but I can't pay that much for it. The thing was like almost $1,000 for that. I'll just go to my chiropractor and borrow his. He let me borrow stuff sometimes when I need to do content. Let's see if y'all have any other questions. A skeleton. You know what? I did want to buy a skeleton when I do career days. So what I bought was an x-ray of skeleton bones. So the kids put together the skeleton as an activity. Y'all got some good ones. Good ones. Costumes is, oh, thank you, new sub. I appreciate it. This is my first time going this long on a live, and I didn't know what to do, y'all. Like, somebody came on early and said I was bored, but I probably was, because I don't have that much to talk about, and I need to create this content. Okay, let's see. I got skeleton costumes, and, oh, what all they put in here? Oh, I forgot. I ordered seat cushions. Ha, 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 ha. That's what, so everything came today. Do y'all know what this is? Okay, so let me open it so you guys know what I got, because y'all, the content is coming today. I'm about to make this content. This idea has been in my head, and I needed a piece of content to do it. But, oh, these are like paper thin, but they'll do the job. They'll do the job. Gowns, hospital gowns. That's what I got, hospital gowns, because I got some content that is, I crack myself up. I think you should enjoy and have fun with yourself. I am a very serious person, very professional. I do presentations and webinars for big companies. I am very serious. But when I make content, y'all, I have fun. I was so close. You were close. You said costumes. So I'm going to give it to you. But yes, these are like paper thin. But I ain't paying nothing but $12 for them. But this is, yep. So y'all get ready for some content where I use these hospital gowns. So I got another color one. My husband doesn't get on my content much, but I got a second one just in case I can wrangle him in. I probably won't be able to get him to put on one of these. I probably would not be able to get him to participate that way. He'll participate every now and then, but not too often. He ain't doing it too often. But thank you guys for participating in that Q&A. Definitely need to have fun. You do. We deal with such serious situations in healthcare and life. Like, life is so serious sometimes. And our jobs are serious. People that we deal with, life. It can be very serious, but I am very serious when it comes to my business and my work. But y'all, I have fun. I laugh. I have a good time. I don't really take myself seriously in life. And y'all are seeing a side of me that people who have, like, my content, I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but people that know you, until I start doing social media in 2019, even people that knew me for a long time, they didn't know that I had this sense of humor. Now, some people that knew me and saw that side, but I just didn't let everybody see that side of me. Because sometimes when you let people see that side of you, they take it as they can play with you. And I don't play like that. Don't play with me. But we can have fun, but don't play with me like that. So some people you can't let see that side. So once I start doing content, some people are like, I didn't know you were really, like, you're funny. I've been funny. My family and the people that know me at home, all my life at home, I've always been like, and my family is very laughy, jokey. We grew up, a lot of us, we just have fun. We laugh. We have a good time. We're always doing stuff together as kids growing up. Everybody's grown now, but I've always had a sense of humor. I always like to perform and act and stuff like that. So I try to have fun. And my family's pretty fun too. Like, my mom does not take herself seriously, did not as I was growing up. And we were always at theater and stuff like that. I didn't like theater. I I didn't like theater. My mom had us modeling. She was one of those mamas that had you in everything. Everything. And I used to be like, I just want to be home. I just want to be home. Like, I still like to be home. I do like to be home, but I like to go too. But I like to be home. You know, does that make sense? Does that make any sense? I never take myself seriously. You can't. You cannot. There are times to be serious and it's time to have fun. Goofy in my circle, yo. And professionally when I'm at work. I can be very goofy, have fun, but you know, when it's time to be serious, I'm gonna be serious. But I don't take myself too seriously. And I surround myself with people that if I ever do, they'll be like, check you, hold on, you're doing too much. You know, it's not that serious. So, you know, I just feel like in order to be balanced, and as you get older, you realize that not too much is that serious. Not too much is that serious. So I hope this has been fun. I can't believe I'm going on 70 minutes on this live, y'all. Oh my goodness. I've been through too much to not have jokes. I know. I know that's right. I know that's right. And when you know you passed something, like, okay, have y'all been through something and you know you passed it when you could joke about it? But when you was going through it, you was ready to, like, you know, oh, it was the end of the world. But once you over it, it's the funniest thing. You can chuckle about it. You can laugh. You can even make a joke about it. Have a good vibes. Yeah, that's when you know you are really, when I can joke about something, I've really let it go. I've really let it go. Working in healthcare, I have so many stories, but I have to be careful, you know, what I say, because it's a small world, and I don't want anybody to think I'm making fun of them. And I feel like when I create my content, I try to make it to where it's relatable, not poking fun at anybody. But when I do stuff about patients, it's usually like when I did claustrophobic stuff, that's me. I'm claustrophobic. And yeah, I do MRIs, but I'm claustrophobic. Whenever I get an MRI, I put a washcloth across my eyes, give me some music, and I only put the blanket right across, don't cover my arms, just right across my legs because my feet are cold. I'm talking about myself, and people take it as you're talking about the patients. No, I'm talking about me. A lot of my content is stuff I've done. If you see me talk, there's the one I'm doing, y'all. I just got to structure it right. A lot of my stuff I've done. I have screwed up over 20 years. If you have worked long enough in healthcare, you screwed up. Maybe not to a degree to where it's like life altering for someone, but you screwed up. You screwed up. If doctors have surgically removed the wrong leg on people, oh, I promise you, technologists in imaging have scanned the wrong person, scanned the wrong body part, gave the wrong person a contrast, not giving the right person contrast. Like, things happen. Things happen. And when I tell you, I got stories for days. Just alone on the stuff that I've done or close calls that I've had. My husband got this story. He wants to tell it, so he'll be on with that one. But he has, a couple years ago, seeing blood bugged me out. But now I'm a phlebotomist. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's all you deal with. Wow. Yeah. And I bet you're good, too. But yeah, he's going to tell his story. But I mean, everybody has a story of a near miss or you just fumbled and messed up. Nobody got hurt. And sometimes people do get hurt. Sometimes we all are human. That's why, you know, I feel bad for the patient recently with the MRI accident. That patient, husband never should have been back there, in my opinion. I don't let family members back there. And I have, over the years, taken a lot of heat. I got a story I'm going to tell of, so I can't tell it here, but y'all the first to know. I'm going to do this. I got to record everything on Saturday, too. Saturday is my record date. Saturday I'm going to record this. But, yeah, I don't let people family back there. And I've had them threaten me. Like crazy stuff. People get mad at us over some of the craziest stuff and want to like fight us sometimes, depending on, you know, your clientele and where you're at. It can be pretty rough. But yeah, no, I just don't let you back there because people do walk in the room. people's family members do holler and scream like you're doing something to them that's terrible, and it's like, I'm not doing a thing. They just laying on the table. They're hollering and screaming like somebody is beating them up, and that's not happening. So that's why you need so I just tell people, don't let family back there. I worked at a place one time. They let the whole doggone family back there. And it was only like 3 seats. They would let patients' mates come back. Well, she wants to come back there with her husband. Why can't she wait in the lobby like everybody else? Well, he needs her. He don't need her to sit up. This man can't sit himself up or use me and my help to get up. There's nothing she could do. Let her back in a minute. Lady pulls out the whole office, 2 tablets, cords, and there's no cord back there. So she walks up while I'm scanning. I'm just going to plug this right. I said, no, you're not, ma'am. No, you're not. This is not your office. Like, the liberties people take when you let them back there is crazy. So I just don't let people, family back there. I'm telling you, it's just not safe. It is not safe at all. I don't think it's a good idea. But trying to tell some places that is just, especially for-profit places. But you got to hold your ground. You got to hold your ground. And you have to say, not happening on my watch. Not happening on my watch. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Y'all have given me some good content. I'm glad I could share that about MRI and CT with y'all. What else do we do in radiology? What else can I tell you all? What else can I tell y'all? Tell me something else. Also, I did do a video on the scholarship. Wow. Man, I did do it. So I've got to find this video. Maybe this was in my stories. Oh, yeah, it was in my stories. Okay. So good thing. Okay. So I'm going to have to do another video, y'all, and let people know. Let's see. But I got my phone here, so I don't know. How am I going to do it? Because I'm on a live and I don't want to end. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Somebody just told me my page was so nice. They wanted to order a bulk order for their school for Rachel the Radiographer. This is my book, children's book. I haven't mentioned it in this live in a few minutes, for about 20 minutes. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. For sure, go get off. Got to get off already. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. Be sure to check out our book. We have Rachel the Radiographer. I wrote this book. Check it out. You could grab it here in the shop on my YouTube or racheltheradiographer.com. Grab a copy, please. Support our efforts to add to our scholarship. That's the announcement I'm making. $500 scholarship to radiology technology students. So that is that. And y'all, you know what I need to do now? I do need to go and strain this. I'm going to make a video. That's what I'm going to do. But I need to, y'all come with me. And what we're going to do is get this hair oil done. Because I've been saying I was going to do this, and I have not done it. Let's see. I got it over there. Okay. Woo, it's thick. I need to strain that. Let me warm it up a little bit. And then I've got the water, and I'm going to add a little bit of that oil in there. So I've got it smells so good. Rosemary water. And I'm going to add a little lavender to it. I'm going to hang this in my shower. Fresh rosemary. Ooh, it smells so good. I'm going to heat that up a little bit. But this is going in a spray bottle. And then I've got to have the droppers. I don't know if I have an extra spray bottle. Y'all. Let's see. Spray bottle, but I don't think I do, because I don't usually do all of that. Put that back in its place. It's rightful place. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I don't see one. No, no, no. Let's figure out. I've got lavender though. Here's the lavender. Okay, got the lavender. And let me see, because I should have. Yep, I knew I had one. Smell of spray, but I have a dropper too. So I can do the dropper for the oil. Let's see. I think that is, I gotta find that. But we got what we need right here. Got this. Let's see what else. Let's see, I have a dropper. But let's do the water first. So we're gonna strain. Good, I warmed that back up. I gotta strain that out into so much, so much. Y'all are with me. Look at all this basil. Came out of my mother's garden. She has tons of basil in the ground. It's flowering, so, see, it's flowering, so I went on and got it. Because I'm going to dry it. I used to grow it, but I don't grow it anymore. Because she grows enough of it. But basil. I'm actually going to put some in our sauce. I got meatballs and spaghetti. Oh, I don't have any noodles. That's why I didn't eat it for lunch. I need to get some noodles. Take this off because this stuff is floury. There we go. I'm going to dry the rest. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to take that off and just do three drops of lavender oil in there. Shake that around. And I am going to, I want to strain this. I got to strain it right here. But first, I'm going to strain the water. Ooh, that smells so good, y'all. Oh. Okay. Got a little mason jar there, because this is where the oil is going to be strained into. I should have done some water. I'm confused. Okay. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay. And so I've got the water there, and I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there, not much. Ooh. I used castor oil because that's all the oil I had. Look how dark that is. Castor oil is dark anyway. Let that drip there in case that gets in there. And I'm gonna get a dripper. What a thing called? I can't think of what it's called. I'll be right back. I can't think of what it's called. Okay. This is what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for. Okay. Perfecto. Okay. So I'm going to just take a little bit out of there and put over into my spray bottle. There we go. Got that there. A little bit of oil went in there. Finish filling this up. Perfect. Okay. Rosemary water with a little lavender and a little lavender. So I'm going to spray this on my hair, but first my goal is, and let's come to the bathroom so we can do this. Y'all come with me. There we go. This is what happens when you work from home. I don't get to work from home often, but on my scalp. I should have put more in there. Yeah, I need more. Why did I do this? Hold on, let me go get more. Let me just go get the whole thing. I was trying not to bring that in here. Okay. Oh, it's nice and warm too. Only thing about castor oil is very thick. Very thick. But this warmth feels so good on my scalp. I have to like some warm oil on your scalp. Oh, this feels so good. Ooh, that warm feels so good. Okay. Ooh, this feels so good. I want to feel like a warm scalp treatment. But my scalp need I have not oiled my scalp in so long. Okay. So got that. So now I'm going to take my rosemary. No. Don't want to work. Let's unclog it. It seems clogged. Let's see. A little warm water. I think it's got conditioner. Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, so spraying now. Let's see if that works. Hard to put this back on when your hands are wet. There we go. Let's see if that works. Where is the bottle at now? Almost clear. Ooh. Okay. Who knew I would have to do all of this? See if this works now. Whew. There it, yeah. Woo! Oh my goodness. Smells so good. Just a little water, rosemary water with lavender. I usually wet my hair every morning anyway. So why not use herb infused homemade water instead of just regular water with a little bit of oil in it. Massage my scalp. Ooh, that feels so good. Oh. Nice. Whew. It smells so good, y'all. And then my scalp has that rosemary and castor oil on it. Oh, feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. Whew. Oh, castor oil is a little heavy. I don't usually put it on my hair, but on the scalp. Oh. Nice. Perfect. I got this. I'm going to try to use that at least 2 or 3 times And then I can use this water every day. But castor oil you don't usually need, so got that done. Now let me wash my hands, get that oil off my hands. Woo. Glad I went and picked all that rosemary off. But I do need to eat lunch. I have not eaten lunch today. What did you use to make your castor oil? I didn't make the castor oil. I actually just bought it off Amazon, but that was fresh rosemary. The rosemary is just out of my mom's garden, and I boiled it in water first. And then when I boiled it in the water, I let it sit for like 30 minutes in the water and seep, so the water was really dark. Poured the water in and put lavender drops in there, a couple lavender drops in there, not a lot. And then I put the rosemary oil that I boiled as well. So on a slow simmer, I did rosemary, fresh rosemary, and castor oil. Castor oil is really thick, and it thickens when you burn it too fast. So I just did it really, really slow. I think I had it on low, very low, and just let that do for like 30 minutes, probably longer than that. And then I took it out, strained it, and then I poured, that's the oil that you saw. So that's rosemary oil that I put on the scalp. And then the other one is water mostly that I boil. It's rosemary water. All it is with a hint of oil in there because I didn't want the water to be oily because I was already putting oil on my scalp and I don't want castor oil on my hair. Not too much because that bad boy is heavy. It is heavy. So I didn't put a lot of castor oil in that water. And I shook it up and I just sprayed it. But it gave it a nice aromatic smell. I don't know. Rosemary with cloves. Water, I have cloves. I should have put some cloves in it, but I just did rosemary this time. Because rosemary is good for the scalp, stimulates the scalp and things like that. And I don't wash my hair tomorrow anyway, so at least by this week I don't wash my hair because I haven't washed it in a week and a half. So I'm going to wash my hair. But I needed, my scalp was a little dry. I could feel it. It was dry. But that's pretty much all it is rosemary and water. You're welcome. I love using herbs. It's so easy to make your own like hair products because when you go buy that stuff out the store, you don't know how much rosemary is actually in it. My mom has like tons of rosemary bushes. Early in this video, you'll see how many rosemary bushes I was able to cut, and still I could cut more. But this is gonna last me for a while. Cut all that, boil it, pull it off the stem, boil it, very slow, and I'm gonna dehydrate all the rest of the same hair. I love all the natural everything. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, my scalp, and it was warm too. It feels so good to my scalp. It feels so good to my scalp. Oh my goodness. That was good. But I do need to eat. But I didn't buy any noodles and I was supposed to go out, but I still hadn't made my content, finished my content. So got that done. The rosemary water I need to put, I'm gonna strain that off now and put that into a container. See, this is my gallon of castor oil. You'll see it in my Amazon store, but I've been using that one for a long time. I love that one. That one is pretty nice. But I'm going to put my rosemary water in a mason jar because I'm going to need it. Because I use water every morning. So I'm just going to strain this out. Look at that. See? Oh my goodness. That is nice. I could probably do more. I think I'm gonna do more actually. Because that went by really, I'm gonna boil way more. Yeah, I'm gonna boil way more water this time. Because this right here, look at that. That's gonna not last a lot at all long. I need a fruit cup, but I need to eat something. And I got tomatoes and cucumber I got out of my mom's garden, but I don't feel like a salad. I think I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A. Y'all wanna go to Chick-fil-A? I think we'll go to Chick-fil-A. This is what I think I'm gonna do. Let me turn this up. Because then I'm about to go to Chick-fil-A after I eat this. What do you guys get from Chick-fil-A? Because I probably need to get the Caesar wrap. Because what I got in there is dinner. I don't need to eat dinner. Dinner for lunch. I love these fruit cups. Dole, if you're watching, I love your fruit cups. The kale salad and fruit. At Chick-fil-A? I've gotten that fruit before, but I've never got that kale salad. Their strawberry seasonal salad is delicious. That's really good. I love these fruit cups. Yes, to the strawberry salad. I actually make their vinaigrette dressing, that honey. What is it called? Vinaigrette, but it's with honey. I actually made the knockoff recipe of that because I love it so much. I'm about to get back into eating salads like I should, but I used to grow all my salads, my lettuce. But I don't do that anymore like I used to. Put my shoes on. And we're going to go to Chick-fil-A. Because I said I was going to do 4 hours on this live, y'all. But I don't know, it's getting harder and harder. But I got to find my wallet. Need to go to the post office box, too. There's a lot I need to do. Let's see, my wallet. Okay. Let us go and get some lunch because a girl cannot. Oh, it's about to storm. We can't do that. I just got to notice that it was lightning. Wendy's has a good pecan salad. But Wendy's? I don't think I even have a Wendy's around me. I hadn't eaten Wendy's in a while. Yeah, I don't have one near me. Chipotle is near me, but I want a kava. Oh, that's what I really want, but I'm not going to eat kava. I could probably eat kava on Friday. I could probably do it on Friday. Because Friday, I'm actually close to a kava. I ate a bacon, egg, and cheese this morning from McDonald's. I got up, had to run an errand this morning. So I ate that this morning. But I'm going to Chick-fil-A. And I will probably, because I ate Chick-fil-A last night. Probably don't need to be eating it today again. But I am going to get the, what is it called? Oh, yeah. Windshield. Chicken wrap is what they call it. So for dinner tonight, I've actually got chicken lentils instead of rice, lentils, and a vegetable, probably green beans. And I'm going to saute those. We did broccoli for the last 2 weeks. I'm going to do green beans because that's what I have. So we're going to eat what we got in our freezer. I am not going to keep buying stuff and filling up my freezer with stuff. For me, I said I'm going to use what I got in my freezer. Because you know how you just keep adding things to your refrigerator and your freezer? Just keep adding, and that's not That's not good. You need to eat what's in the house or it'll go bad. So that's what I did. I did chicken in a crock pot. So I just did 4 pieces, so 2 for each person. And that should last us for tonight and tomorrow. And rice, unless my husband probably is going to eat 2. So, and then he'll take the 3rd one for lunch. So I got meatballs. I just need to buy some spaghetti so we can finish those meatballs off. But he took meatballs and spaghetti to work. So he's got meatballs. But I guess, you know what I could do with those meatballs? I could do with those meatballs. I could do like a meatball parmesan and not have to go buy noodles. What do y'all think? I'm trying to think of different things to do for lunch. I mean, yeah, for lunch. That'll be lunch. So I could have like layered a pan with meatballs and got the sauce already and spread some cheese. But I don't have any cheese either because I don't eat dairy like that. So I don't even keep cheese in my house because I don't eat dairy like that. I'm at a red light, so let's see if I got any. So close, at least 2 hours. I'll have to one day try that Wendy's pecan or pecan. What do y'all say, pecan or pecan? Pecan or pecan? There's a big debate on how you should say it, pecan or pecan, pecan or pecan. But that strawberry salad, I think I have had the kale salad at Chick-fil-A. I just can't remember if it was a Chick-fil-A or not. But I think I have had it before at Chick-fil-A. Oh, I got oil running down my face. See, that's why I don't use castor oil that much, because it'll be running all down. That was kind of odd. It was just sitting on my cheek. Maybe I put it there for something else. But no, it probably came from my scalp. But I do love some castor oil. So I just did a rosemary oil infused using castor oil out of the garden, scalp oil. And then I did a rosemary water. Pecan. I know I say pecan too. And then some people say pecan. But I say pecan. Okay. It's telling me I can go. I say pecan. But my grandparents are from the South, and that's what they said, pecan. So that's how I say it. But there's this whole debate on pecan or pecan. I don't know. I say whatever rolls off your tongue. That's what you say. But yeah, I'm from the South. I say pecan. Like it's spelled, pecan. Puh is P-A. Pecan. That's what I would think. I don't know. Whatever rolls off your tongue. But I used to eat pecans, but I don't really eat them that much anymore. But they were so plentiful growing up on the trees, and my granddad would come back with so many pecans. Oh my goodness. I don't know where he got those pecans from, but some people had trees. Like we grew up eating a lot of fruit, but everybody had fruit trees growing up. Like my aunt had a pink grapefruit tree in her yard. Pink grapefruit. So we had pink grapefruits growing up. Oranges galore, mangoes. So I love fruit. It's not the same anymore because stuff just does not grow like it used to grow. It does not grow like it used to grow. But if I could have a mango tree, especially a Hagen mango tree, that's those big mangoes, oh my goodness. I would eat those all day, every day. I love mangoes. What's the fruit that you all love? When I stop. Y'all can tell me. I'll check it once I stop. But what's the fruit you guys love? Because I love fruit. Eat fruit all day, every day. Especially when it's in season. It's amazing how you're, when I'm sitting there scanning MRIs, I always bring a bunch of fruit with me. Just because it's easy, it's accessible. It gives me energy because you're sitting there scanning all day. So it actually gives me energy to be able to eat fresh, healthy food instead of chips. Now, I eat some chips too. I will definitely eat some chips while I'm sitting there scanning. But I do love fruit. I do love fruit. So let me ask you a question. Are you guys following a couple of Rad Tech's podcasts? I don't know. Some people don't know that I have a podcast. It is audio version is top 5% podcast, and it is doing really, really well. So check it out. I talk all things radiology and medical imaging, but I don't just talk that. I talk career things. I talk, how to navigate a profession that some people just didn't even know it existed. People don't even know how to get into it. They don't know how to navigate through it when they're in it. I try to create content that helps them to be able to do that. If that makes sense. Sister got her order. I am getting in line for my Chick-fil-A order. I'm in line. Okay, so now I can read. Didn't know you had a podcast. Yeah, it's called A Couple of Rad Techs. It's actually right here in, let's see if I can, I don't think I can add it, but let's see. I don't know. Let's see if I can add it. 49. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so I can't add it here. Sorry. But if you follow me here, subscribe to me here, you can actually check it out. It is under the podcast. So I have video on there and I have audio. You could choose either one. The video, I'm trying to catch up on the videos from the podcast. So you can not only listen to it, but you can watch it. You can also subscribe to me on Apple, Spotify, all of the above. I am on all of those when it comes to your podcast listening tunes. So yeah, I'm on all of them. I'm top 5% podcast on the audio, and on YouTube I'm trying to get there, so I need y'all help to subscribe and listen to the podcast there. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I have some really good guests on some past episodes. I'm off for the summer, so I don't record that much during the summer, but end of September starts the new season, y'all. Oh, my order's here already. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thanks. So let's see if I got my sauce. Oh, they gave me avocado ranch. Okay. I didn't ask for it, but I'll take it. I got avocado ranch. I'll take it anyway. So let's head on back home. That was quick. So I'm going to eat my lunch, and I'm actually going to get to work because I said I was going to do 4 hours of live. Someone challenged me yesterday. Another YouTuber challenged me to do a marathon YouTube live. And I was like, I can't do no live for 24 hours. That's a lot. Y'all, that's a lot. So I don't think I can do it. But I didn't think I could do this long. So this has been fun, and thank y'all for making it fun and helping me make it fun, and giving me some ideas of what you want to talk about. But yeah, I have a podcast. I've had a podcast since 2020, and it has been radiology focused since 2022. I think it's all radiology, and I don't do like educational stuff on there. It's more career focused. It's more help you learn about what this profession is about, how to navigate this profession, how to make the money in this profession and not get burned out, and how to network, how to add certifications, how to add the right degrees. Because I work with technologists that have master's degrees and PhDs, and they thought they were going to use it to go in this direction, and they never used it, but they still have all that debt, and they feel like they went to school for nothing or they went for the wrong thing in school. So like when I was in school for radiology, the school I went to had a bachelor's program, but it was only education based. So it gave me a degree in education. I could have stayed and went to that, but the reason I didn't was because I did not want a degree that only had an education. I wanted a bachelor's in science because I knew where I was going. I didn't want a bachelor's degree in education. Probably should have went on and got it, but we had a plan. In my family, the plan was me to finish the 2-year degree for radiology and my husband to go next. And I'm so glad we stuck to the plan, because if I had altered from that plan and said, well, I'm going to stay an extra 2 more years, that would have put us in debt to where my husband would not have been able to go back when he went back. And the year he graduated was the last year that hospital-based programs existed. So he would have not been able to graduate from a hospital-based program. He would have had to go to a degree program, which made it harder for individuals who worked not straight out of high school to actually get into a program. So it's still not as hard as it is now, but it made it harder. But I'm so glad that we did not deviate from the plan. So my advice to you all is don't deviate from the plan unless you got a good B and C plan. If you and whoever make a plan for you to go to radiology school, for you to buckle down and do it. Because when you start listening to everybody else and everybody else's opinions, and because they were really telling me at school, you want to have this bachelor's, you want to get this bachelor's, but I knew that it would help me later on. But I wasn't hindered in any way not having it. But me sticking to the plan of me going to school first while my husband worked, and then him go to school second, while for a year I hold things down. But we planned enough to where that year he didn't work, it didn't take a lot for me to hold stuff down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like I had to like take over. Because now that 1 year, because by the second year of radiology school, you can work as a student tech, at least in some states, not all states. Some states you can work as a student tech. And that allowed us to be able to plan for that year of him not working, which was not very comfortable for him. It was not very comfortable for him because my husband has always worked. So we blocked out what other people thought, and none of them knew our business anyway. And that's the thing, you got to keep people out your business. You do not need to explain anything to anybody. They don't need to know why your husband don't work where he used to work, or why he's free during the week and he's done. I mean, it wasn't like he was free, because you in school Monday through Friday. You know, you're in school Monday through Friday when you go to radiology school all day. I never got home until like 6 o'clock. And don't let me have evening clinicals. I didn't get home to 9 and 10 o'clock. You know, and once I started working as a student tech, I still was in school Monday through Friday. And then I worked on Friday after school. And then I worked Saturdays, 12 hours or 16 hours sometimes as a student tech, because I didn't have time to work during the week. So that one Saturday I had to get my money, because I was broke as a rad tech student, right? And I still had a car payment. Did I have a car payment at that time? Oh no, when I graduated, yeah, I did have a car payment. When I graduated, I bought me a brand new car. Well, only reason I bought a brand new car, and I'll tell y'all this, is because the car that I had, it still ran, and my car it was a Honda Accord. It was still good. But that bad boy decided to break down in the middle of the street at 98 degrees. It was so hot that day. It was so hot, and I had tinted windows. And I was stuck in the middle of the road, so close to my house, but too far to walk. And I couldn't leave my car in the middle of the road. The alternator just kept, you know, those 1990 Honda Accords, the alternator just kept going bad. I don't know how many alternators I put in that car. Otherwise, the car was perfectly fine. But yeah, it broke down one last time for me. And I was like, you know what? If this break down in the highway while I'm driving to work, and I'm the one that's working, you know, when he get ready to go to school, this is not going to be good. So let me go ahead and buy another car and just buckle down and get this car payment, which was scary for me because I hadn't had a major car pay. I'd never bought a brand new car before. My car that I bought, my Accord, was bought used. I think I paid $4,000 for it, if that much. And that payment was like $163 and some change. Like, I didn't pay that much for that car monthly, so that wasn't huge. But now I got a big girl car payment when I graduated X-ray school. You know, big girl insurance, because you know, new car insurance is so much money. But you know, you figure it out. And so I say, stick to the plan. I'm so glad we did, because we didn't know down the road that they were getting ready to change the rules in 2016, that no longer could you graduate from a hospital-based program. And the year he graduated, his program ended. That was the last year that they did a program. His class was the last class. Tell me that wasn't in the nick of time. In the nick of time. Thank you guys for joining in. I have hit 2 hours of streaming. Yay! This is a first for me. Oh my goodness. My product, Rachel the Radiographer book, you can purchase it here on YouTube. Check out my podcast, a couple of Rad Tech's podcasts. Thank you for the celebrations. Thank y'all for keeping me on this for 2 hours. Y'all don't know how thankful I am to y'all, because I did not think I could do this. I did not think I could do this. I appreciate you all. Now I can report back to the person that challenged me that I went live for 2 hours. Man, I didn't hit the 4, but that's okay. I did 2. And that's very much for sticking in here with me. There's a question. Since I'm just a student who did CPR training today. Oh, congratulations. How often do you encounter code blues in radiology? It depends. I think all modalities experience them. I would not say there's a modality that does not experience them. Some experience it more than others, like interventional radiology. Because of what they do, they're usually having people come at a critical time when they have blockages in their vessels, so those people can crash at any time. They're putting in ports, they're putting in grafts for dialysis. Those people are very weak already, very fragile already, so those people can crash. Now, they have codes. Interventional has codes. When I worked in a hospital, they used to have codes all the time. Interventional, this particular hospital I worked in, they did a lot of interventional cases, very critical cases. In MRI, I probably had, and it depends on the places I work. Some places, no, nothing. But in MRI, I probably have had maybe 4 real true cold blues. And I say real true cold blues, because you have colds sometimes, but they're not cold blues. Like, people have seizures, but I'm no doctor. I'm not there to decide, is this a cold blue or is this just a seizure? So I just call a cold blue and let them come and decide, is it the Met team or is it the cold blue team? Look, I'm just calling a cold blue. I'm hitting the blue button. Y'all figured it out. That's why they pay y'all those bucks, to figure that I stay in my lane. So yeah, that is, I would say, now when I was in X-ray, we had some cold blues sometimes, but it was usually not related to what we were doing. People sometimes come down really critical. So when I do ICUs, I try to save ICUs for when I have multiple people in the department. I don't do ICUs early in the morning before because nurse shift change they do not like you to do that. So hopefully that helps. Until next time, thank you guys for rocking with me on this